All right, so still huge numbers of homes and businesses in North Texas without power, many for an extended period of time. At this hour, there are more than 566,000 customers in Dallas, Tarrant, Collin, and Denton counties in the dark. And as we mentioned, the emergency update tonight from Oncor is, instead of reducing the overall number of outages, they're upping things. They're going to go up. Fox 4's Stephen Dial joins us now with a reaction from Oncor, from ERCOT, and from the governor, who's now calling on an investigation. Stephen.
Heather, there was a lot of finger pointing today as to who's responsible for this major power outage. All that matters right now is turning the lights on for so many people. As another major winter storm rolls into North Texas, hundreds of thousands of families have gone 48 hours without power.
It's been miserable. We've been just freezing. I mean, it's terrible.
Miserable and freezing is the best way to describe how people in Rick Schorndorf's Grapevine neighborhood feels. He has not had power since 4 a.m. Monday.
I've been mad, and now I kind of look at the technology and everything we have nowadays. Come on, guys. This has been too long.
Grapevine is one area of North Texas that appears to have had more than its share of what electric provider Oncor said would be rotating outages. Oncor has been saying people experiencing the extended outages may be due in part to equipment failure, or that it protects critical infrastructures like hospitals and first responder facilities. But Tuesday, Oncor indicated part of the problem is continuing to not get power generation from the Texas power grid operator, ERCOT. Oncor appearing to point a finger at ERCOT.
With that amount of customers that we have to drop, essentially it doesn't give us a lot of options to spread those out anymore. We don't have enough to be able to move those across the grid and still meet that direction to drop enough to keep the grid secure. So as soon as that generation changes and as soon as there's more generation available, we're hopeful that we'll be able to then implement our regular rotating outages. And we're going to look to target those of the customers who have been without power the longest.
ERCOT is ordering Oncor and other electric providers to implement the blackouts. Tuesday, the CEO and head of ERCOT system operations talked with the media.
I don't think there was any underestimation of the seriousness of the storm.
ERCOT, which does not own the power plants or energy generation systems, says power generation like wind turbines, gas, coal, and nuclear plants went offline overnight Monday. And despite the massive blackouts, ERCOT denies being unprepared for a major winter snowstorm everyone saw coming long in advance.
All that generation tripping offline, that part was not expected because of these winterization things that the generation industry had put in place where we were doing best practice and everything. We implemented those after 2011.
I talked to Governor Abbott Tuesday and asked him who he thinks is responsible. His view of ERCOT's performance is a lot different than ERCOT's self-evaluation. And the governor is calling for an investigation into ERCOT.
ERCOT has not been able to provide us definitive information about when all power will be restored. That said, there is tremendous disappointment in the way that ERCOT has handled this entire episode.
All the apparent passing the buck going on right now is in no relief to the millions of Texans freezing in their homes, seeking shelter, or unable to open their businesses. While they want someone held accountable, they first just want some heat.
We did book a room tomorrow, and I am looking forward to it if we don't have power.
You can't move in until 3.
It doesn't matter. That's all. I just want some warmth, a shower, and, peace and quiet, and maybe watch a little TV.
A very brief explainer. ERCOT described the power grid in thousands of megawatts. Right now, 45,000 megawatts are out, meaning power generation. Today, as of 6 o'clock, they only were able to restore 4,000 of those 45,000 megawatts.